And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Eagles Nest here for this Menard baseball game tonight. 78 degrees, feels like 81. Northwest wind at 8 miles an hour. I don't feel it, Danny.
Not tonight.
I don't feel it.
Plenty of times we've had the wind and the mics and had to apologize for it.
That's right.
Not tonight.
I'd like a little breeze tonight. 65 is your dew point. 63% humidity, so it's a little steamy out here. But sunset's going to be at 7:28. So, Danny, what are we thinking about this game, man? Starting out today against the Buckeye Panthers.
Yeah, so I mean we played them earlier in the season. Not the result that we wanted, but this is a different team, different Menard team that they're playing. I mean the result might not be different, but you and I know from watching from where they started the season to where they're at, they're a little bit different team now. Some of these, freshmen are almost sophomores now, so they're playing a little bit more like it. Some of these sophomores are playing a little bit more like juniors. So, looking forward to see if we can make an improvement over the last game.
Yeah, I think we're in the last 6 weeks of school. I'm not a teacher, but if I'm doing my math correctly, or it should be very close. So you are right. These freshmen are pretty much sophomores now. Before we go to the starting lineup, this Buckeye team comes in PR number 5 in Select Division II. They're 18-5 overall and 3-0 in their district. Your Eagles come in PR number 13 and Select 3 with an overall record of 9-8, 4-1, and your Eagles have won 6 of the last 7. The only blemish in the last 7 games was that road loss to Kinder. So like we said, the Eagles playing a lot better as of late, which we expected, and the coaches expected, and excited to see that. So, Danny, it looks like we have a start pitch tonight. Peyton Prosale is going to start tonight, and while you're looking up that, we'll go ahead and go over the visiting starting lineup for the visiting team, the Panthers. Lead off, we have Burns in right field. He's going to lead off. Bat number 2 is Sanders, and Sanders is your pitcher. Bat number 3 is Grimmett, and he's your third baseman. Broadnax, who we thought might be on the mound tonight, is actually playing first base. He's in the cleanup. Tyson's batting in the 5 hole, and he's your starting shortstop. Curtis is batting in the 6th slot, and he's your left fielder. Hunt is your DH tonight, and he's batting in the 7 hole. In the 8th slot tonight, Fritz, and he's the center fielder. And your number 9 batter tonight is Boone, and he's actually starting second baseman. Your starting catcher is Armin, and he's being DH for by Hunt. So Sanders on the mound with Armin behind the plate. That's your battery tonight for the Panthers. And for your homestanding Eagles, Reeve Scroggs leading off tonight and playing in his customary shortstop. Austin Para is batting number 2, and he's behind the dish tonight. Peyton Prosale's in the 3 hole, and he's your starting pitcher. James Tishner's in the cleanup spot, and he's playing third. Lane Evans is your DH tonight, and he's batting fifth. Cooper Sullivan gets to start tonight at second base after a 2-hit night the other night. He's batting in the 6th hole. J.D. Shelton's in left field like usual. He's batting number 7. Reed LaRue comes in the 8th slot, and he's playing right field. Cutter Knowles, starting center fielder, is batting 9. Cade Tassand, your starting first baseman, and he's being DH for by Evans. Two members of the team that did really well last night on the show was Cade and Lane. So let's talk about Peyton Prosale as a starting pitcher tonight.
Yeah,
Danny.
so we talked about it a little bit last week. Freshman, he's come into that role as kind of like the Friday night starter for a college team. He's the guy they're throwing out to get things going for him. Through a complete game, 82-pitch win last week against Port Barry. He throws a lot of strikes. He's not going to overpower anybody, but he's going to battle and he's going to throw strikes.
Yeah, dude, and I was going to ask Coach Jordan last night just what if he would have thought that Para would have been, that Prosale would have been the starting pitcher this time of the year. Just curious to know what he would have thought about that. You see your starting lineup here being announced, and sorry we don't have the ambiance mic to pick it up, but there goes Tishner. And then you have Lane Evans here coming out here now. And then behind him is going to be Cooper Sullivan. You see him in your screen there. Freshman getting the start at second base there. J.D. Shelton, who's been one of your leading pitchers this year for your Eagles, coming out here. See him making his way. Weed LaRue making his way out to outfield here. He's going to be your starting right fielder, as we said earlier. See Cutter Knowles, and boy, Cutter's had a really good second half of the season, huh, Danny?
Yeah, he's been part of the reason why we're 9-8 now instead of starting out 2-7. He's a big part of it.
See K. Tassan joining the infielders there, so.
Change camera. Nick, I don't think we meant it. We're just first time I noticed we're double patriotic. We've got 2 flags.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Have a little glory on the football field as well there, but switch the camera back here. That way we won't make you dizzy whenever I move it to our actual field of play here. But you see your A&A Pitch Cam there, one of our sponsors. Still see Pro Cell warming up there. Title sponsor for 446 Sports, Menard Baseball and 446 Sports is Sabine State Bank. Lighted Up Digital Advertising starting lineup sponsor. Appreciate Brad Smith for that. Riverside Hospital is one of our sponsors, Amy Grimes. LaCaz Power and Outdoor Equipment, Justin and Jenna Johnson. Lanyap Home Care and Jamie Shelton. He's going to be on the broadcast tonight. Chatta Construction, Justin Rogermoser. Appreciate him. LA Land Bank, Robert Crotty. He watched the broadcast the other night and told Whaley, he says, man, I heard LA Land Bank a lot. He said, yeah, you're getting your money's worth this year. So Magnolia Construction, Chris Albanian for the Perch. Buffalo Wild Wings, we had a really good a show last night with Coach Riley. It looks like we have a Cooper Scott sighting here with also it looks like a Tauga graduate that's playing at LSU. He is gosh, his older brother graduated with Tyler. Let me try to figure out his name here in just a second.
See if we can't get at least one, at least Cooper out here for later on.
South of the Four-Way Catering, also a sponsor for us. Appreciate them. Want to also thank Principal Chris Gallen and AD Coach Perkins for allowing us to do this. So, Danny, looks like first pitch going to be right on time. We're at 5:59. Going to have Burns up the bat with Sanders in your LaCaz Power on Deck Circle. Pro Cell on the mound. Him and Para, the battery tonight for your Eagles. And they were just talking to each other right before. And like you said, we need to definitely try to get Cooper Scott out here tonight. Now I'm going to call Cooper Sullivan that multiple times tonight. So, like I said, first pitch right on time. Going to be 6 o'clock from Peyton Pro Cell to Burns. Burns starting right fielder for the Panthers. That's a Riverside Hospital foul ball straight back there. So 0-1 there. That's a good start here by Peyton. Let's get ahead of the count.
Peyton's pitched 31 innings on the season. He's 2-1. Been involved in a few no decisions, but
0-1 here from Procell. Another Riverside Hospital foul ball for strike 2, and that's a good start. Had him out in front there.
and so he throws strikes. He got that complete game in 82 pitches. Of course, they weren't quite Coach Turney and them on.
Got him. Chaddock Construction strikeout there. They're going to bring it around the horn here. Good work here from Peyton.
Kaylee pitched a complete game, 3 innings, 23 pitches.
I don't want to hear it. I really not. Congratulations to her and congratulations to the Eagles, but that was a broadcast that I was supposed to be on. I was sent to Ash where we were there for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Sanders up the bat now as your starting pitcher here. Ball 1 there from Peyton. And Grimmett's in your little Cas Power on deck circle. 1-0 here from Procell. Looks like a strike. 1-1.
He's sneaky fast. I don't think he's breaking any clocks, but I think he sneaks up on him. Short arm motion.
Good thing about this with a third member is you get to actually appeal that one from
That's right.
From a left-hander, although it was a ball. 2-1 here from Procell. Good pitch there. Strike 2, 2-2. He's filling up the zone early,
Yeah.
Danny, and that's all you can ask for.
Right. He does a good job letting his defense play for him.
2-2 here. Put in play. Let's see. Got Coop there to Tassan for out number 2. Good work there by those two. So 4-3 there for the put out. So retires Sanders. Grimmett up the bat now with Broadnax in your Cas Power. And I'd be honest with you. I'd really like to not see Broadnax till the next inning.
Sure.
Nothing against that young man, but of course the wind is blowing.
Anytime we don't see him without a runner on base, that's a good thing.
That's it. Good pitch there, strike 1. So 0-1 here to Grimmett. Grimmett, you're starting third baseman. So,
what a
Coop's
snag.
got
If he
it.
can
What a
make the
snag
throw.
there. Let's see if we can get it.
Yep, just a little late.
No worries there. Good work there by Cooper Sullivan on that one. So Grimmett's on, and we're going to definitely call that a hit, right now.
Oh, yeah, that's a hit. I'll have to wait for the official box score, but I'm giving it a hit.
Yeah, we're going to. So this brings up the aforementioned Broadnax, who's starting first baseman tonight with Tyson in your Cas Power on deck circle. See if Procell, what he does with Grimmett over here. Good pitch.
Well, that's
Yep.
get me over breaking ball that he.
Really thought he was going to have Broadnax reaching for that one, but Grimmett on first base. 2 outs. Not a bad sequence there if he would have. That would have been a little lower. So. And also have Jay Sullivan on the broadcast tonight, one of the assistant football coaches, going to join us here.
Runners off.
See,
got him.
Oh! He must have reached around him.
I don't know how he didn't have the tag when he come off, because he come off the bag.
Yeah. So. Was that a ball? Was that a ball?
Yeah, it
Danny?
was. It
So
was.
3-0 here,
Yeah.
which, to be honest with you, I don't know if you.
Hey, you just go ahead and probably pitch around him now.
That's right. So 3-0 here. Yep, ball 3. So I see Broadnax base on balls there, but like I said, some Eagles supporters, including us, probably would probably curious to know why we're not in the dugout right now. But this brings up Tyson with Curtis in your Cas Power on deck circle. And Tyson's starting shortstop for the Panthers. Peyton Procell here. Still 2 outs, Danny. So Focus on this guy at the plate. Good pitch there, strike one. Peyton just looks comfortable out there now.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I mean,
he don't. It's one of those guys that doesn't show any kind of emotion, doesn't show that anything bothers him.
Grimmett at second, Broadnax on
Talk about
first.
that heart rate. Yeah. Not a bad pitch.
No, it's
Just a little
not.
out.
1-1 here. Get a good view there from your A&A pitch cam. Appreciate those guys supporting us and all of Holy Savior Menard Athletics. Procell looking at first. Cade's behind him, trying to keep the ball from going in the Riverside Hospital foul ball. Back to the tree line back there. Makes it 1-2 now.
Another good pitch from Peyton. He handcuffed him. Been outside the last 2 pitches, and he went in.
See if we can't leave Grimmett and Broadnax on base here. Peyton. One-two pitch from Procell. Let's put in play there. Let's see if Coop can get to it this time.
Yep.
Hope he knocks it down, but
Keeps it on the
yep.
Keeps it on the infield.
Yep.
Keeps the runner from scoring.
Yep, good work there by that young man, but they're
Bases loaded now.
they're being patient at the plate and letting the ball carry, so
I
they're
think
hitting
that
it.
one. I think he cued that one.
Oh,
a
was it
little
off
bit. He got,
the-
yeah,
okay.
he got. I mean, he did a good job of keeping his hands back, but I think he got a little lucky on that one. It looked like it was cued.
Bases loaded now for this brings up Curtis with Hunt and your Lacaz Power on Deck circle. Got to dig deep here, Peyton. Good pitch. Ooh, must have been inside. Okay. So got a student section up here in left center.
Instead of getting stuck over on the other side, they staying a little higher and drier.
Getting a little wise. Riverside Hospital foul ball there.
But they were blocking about half the road. So.
1-1 here. Boy, that sun goes down. It's going to be a beautiful. I mean, it's nice right now, but it's going to be a beautiful evening. 1-1 pitch. Good pitch. Strike 2 there from Procell. This is where everybody needs to be clapping, right?
Right.
You know, everybody getting excited, you know.
On their feet.
Watched a little bit of the baseball movie Major League last night. 1-2. Oop. How would the guy from the little outside?
Just a little bit outside.
Can't remember his name now.
Bob Euchre.
Yeah, he passed away this year. 2-2. Just a little high, didn't quite come down. So full count here. So runner's going to be in motion here, Danny. Hopefully we don't have to worry about him. It's Curtis up the bat. The pitch. Little dubber there.
Trouble.
That is going to be trouble. Scroggs with the play. He's safe there. So, yep, not much you can do about that one. That comes off the end of the bat. And that gives a Buckeye scores a run there, and basers are still loaded with Broadnax at third and Tyson at second and Curtis on that infield hit right there. Hunt up the bat now with Fitz in your Lacaz Power on Deck circle.
Probably only one ball hit solid so far.
Problem is the number of pitches he's having to throw. That's a good base hit there, so it's gonna you see that in right field. So coming around, it's gonna score 2 runs there. So makes it 3-0 Buckeye. Like I said, you're 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning.
And he's made some pretty good pitches. He's just been unlucky.
That one really didn't even sound like it was great contact either. But
it's not somewhere we hadn't been.
no, it's not. You're right.
Still limit some damage here and get out of it.
Still curious to go back. I think I got a pretty good view of that stolen base from Grimmett that was a little questionable. First pitch, Riverside Hospital foul ball straight back.
Okay, somewhere in there,
Coach
Jordan gave one of our guys an error.
Oh, wow. Wow. High standards. Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Is that 2?
No,
a little high.
Little up.
1-1 here. Buckeye Panthers take a 3-0 lead here in the top half of the first. Still have Curtis on first base and Hunt on third base and Hunt on first base. Riverside Hospital foul ball makes it 1-2.
And Peyton's been ahead of every batter so far.
Yeah.
He's even beside the last bat when he was at full count, or 2 batters ago, he's full count.
1-2 here from Procell to Fitz. Tassan is holding Hunt on. Good
Yes,
pitch.
sir.
Chatta Construction strikeout there. So what do we have here, Danny?
So the Buckeye Panthers score 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 runners left on base. Coming up for your Eagles, Scroggs, Para, and Procell.
You're watching Eagle Baseball on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
And welcome back to Eagles Nest here on the campus Holy Savior Menard. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but see if we can't get Reeves Scroggs to get us going here. See if we won't wait a few innings to get going like we have the past couple of games. And then Austin Parr in your Lacasse Power on Deck circle. This is Sanders, the pitcher. First pitch to Scroggs. Hits him. So looks like he's trying. Umpire's trying to get Reeves to go around him, but I don't think Reeves is really.
That's that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing his job. Umpire's doing his job, but that just hit him in the right place. That stung.
Mm-hmm.
And base runner.
That's right. Going to bring up Austin Parra.
I didn't get to mention Reeves was leading the team in hitting, 429. He scored 21 runs on the season.
So now we have. Is it showing runners on first and third?
Yes, it is.
So now I have to make sure I have the third and the on position.
Well,
Good eye there by
first
Parra.
and third.
Still shows first and third.
Yep.
Okay, let me try this.
Nope.
Nope.
I hadn't taken it off yet. All right.
All right, we'll try to refresh it in between. But runner on first, which is Reeves Scroggs, your leadoff batter. Austin Parra.
First pitch was ball.
Yep. Nope. Riverside Hospital foul ball. Fortunately, goes back, and Armin couldn't see it.
Austin comes into the game hitting 367. He steadily brought his batting average up over the.
That's very impressive. Very impressive.
Having to catch every game he's caught.
He is. Like I said, and it wasn't that he wasn't hitting the ball. It's just or making contact. He just was not getting the baseball fortune. And 1-1 here. Riverside Hospital foul ball this way to the. Oh man, you gotta beat your coach to that ball. How you gonna get on the field if you don't beat your coach to that ball?
So we talked earlier about how good a job Austin does at the plate, putting the ball in play. He's only struck out 5 times on the season.
Wow, that's what I'm saying. Early in the season, he was putting it in play.
Yep,
just
getting unlucky.
Yeah, Danny, our flexi's not. It's not working at all now still, but that's okay.
We got time. They're looking at him, but I'll go here.
Just trying to keep you at home, or when I say flexi, our Wallace Eye Associate scoreboard. Excuse me. Appreciate those guys for that. I'm trying to reset it here in just a second. See, Sanders trying to get Scroggs there, so we're going
to put our runner at first. There you go.
Runner at first base?
Put it.
Yes, no?
No, I mean, it did there
okay.
now.
Okay. And we have 1 and 2.
Yep.
Pitch here. That's going to be trouble. Danny, I think second baseman may get there. Nope. Just over his head. So good work there by Scroggs. That's great base running by Scroggs. Talk us through that one, Danny.
So he had to hold up, and it wasn't a deep place. It wasn't like he could get halfway. So he was just a few steps off first base and had to read that if it was going to get down or not. And when it did, he had to hustle to second, or that would have been easy out at second base.
Good stuff there. Peyton Procell up the bat now with James Tishner in your class power on deck circle, and this is gonna bring in Nico Ortiz. See Nico in your screen there coming a courtesy run for Para. So Danny, it's what we needed. We needed base runners, and good way to bounce back here for Eagles.
Peyton can get going. He was early in the season, was leading the team in hitting, and feel like he's gotten a little impatient the last few games, but the ability and the productivity is always there.
First pitch to Procell. Good eye there. See ball 1 low. Did a little updating. You see your Sadler's towing scrolling scoreboard on the bottom there. With some.
We got rid of our other one.
Oh, did we? Okay, we didn't put it back, huh? Another ball there low. Good eye there by Peyton. Mason Sanders is starting pitcher. I need to look back and see.
He stepped wrong, or I don't know what the conversation was out of the mound.
Need to see if he was the one who pitched the first game.
Name sounds familiar, but I don't know. I might have watched him a couple times this year, so.
Keep that bat on the shoulder, young man.
I would say so.
Keep that bat on the shoulder.
Nobody out.
That's
runners
right.
at first and second. We were taking 1 at least.
That's it.
Peyton, you might let him go the second time. Anybody else, they might have been a couple other ones taking a second pitch as well.
3-0 here. That's blowing outside. That's the LA Land Bank base on balls for Peyton Procell, which fills them up. Now Procell on first. You can see Nico there on second. Come across here. You can see Reeves Scroggs after being hit by a pitch on third. Brings up James Tishner with no outs. Bases loaded. Big opportunity here for Eagles. See what Sanders does here to Tishner on this first pitch. Broadnax holding Procell on. So.
Yep. Fooled him with a little breaking ball.
That was a good pitch there, huh? So
yep.
Strike 1.
He didn't want to swing at that one anyway, but he did fool him with it. Another one.
Yep, swing and strike there. 0-2 now to Procell. Lane Evans in your Lacaz Power on deck circle. Forgot to mention that. 2 curveballs here to Tishner. Expecting another one right here, Danny.
Yeah, unless he's going to waste one, but he didn't. But he went with the fastball. Threw it by him.
Out number 1. See Lane Evans walking to the plate now. your Eagles' designated hitter tonight. Has been all season after that knee injury in football. Then Cooper Sullivan in your LeCaz Power on Deck circle. Sanders' first pitch to Evans. Evans with a Riverside Hospital foul ball. Back to the...
Coach Jordan wants something out of the infield here. For Lane hit something on the ground. It's a potential double play ball. So something in the air, something in the outfield grass.
Good eye there. Ball high and outside for ball one.
They've done a pretty good job most of the season of hitting with runners in scoring position.
1-1 here.
Got his breaking ball working. I don't know if he's found his fastball yet, but he's got his breaking ball working right now.
I don't know how much it moves. It's definitely.
And
You're right. It is a breaking ball.
the
but
one I saw him throw to James that I watched on the screen, he had a pretty good
deal.
break on it.
Okay, gotcha. Good eye there.
Like that one there. That one started out over the middle of the plate.
Now, a question.
Mhm.
If he just stands there in the box
Mhm.
and it hits him in the foot, is it? I mean,
That's hit by pitch.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
if
'Cause
you're
he's
in the box,
yes, yeah.
you don't have to make the attempt to get out of
Okay.
the way.
That's a shot. That's going to be a base hit. See that right here? Going to see
Boy, Lane.
good work there by Lane for.
Good two-out approach there from Lane. Got some on the outside, drove it this way.
That was one. There's only one out, Danny.
Yeah, it's only one out.
Oh, you said okay. I thought you said two out.
Two out. Two strikes.
Two strikes. Okay.
Two strikes.
No worries. Just had me checking myself.
You get a courtesy runner for Peyton.
See what his number is when he turns around. I think it's going to be Brent, if I'm not mistaken. Should be number 8. Can you see it in the screen there? Yeah, number 8. So that's Preston Brenton. Brings up Cooper Sullivan with J.D. Shelton, your LeCaz Power on Deck circle. First pitch to Coop. Riverside Hospital foul ball there. See if we can't get last year's Coop on the broadcast this evening.
I did hear talking to my wife one evening about the game and or about stuff, and she's talking with Miss Jennifer Scott, Cooper's mom, and Mr. John still listens to us on the game. He says that he's got the game on, listening to him right now.
Excellent, appreciate it. Well, text your son, tell him to come out here to the perch, so he can be on here, Mr. John. 1-1 here to Coop. Oh, that's a good
So
pitch.
that's up.
Good,
He's been consistent. That was a little up.
Good deal. 2-1. We like that.
Visitor out here to the perch.
Yep, Coach Josh Brown from Grace. We'll should get him on in a second. A Buckeye alum. Swing and strike there from Cooper Sullivan. Bases loaded still. We have Nico Ortiz, Branton, and Lane Evans from third to first. Sanders with a 2-2 pitch here to Cooper Sullivan. Good eye, Coop. Makes it full, 3-2.
Able to pick that breaking ball up that time. He throws two different ones. He throws one that's got a little quicker action to it, and then that kind of a slurve there.
3-2 here to Sullivan. Good eye, good eye. That's going to be an RBI. Going to see Nico Ortiz come into your screen and score a run there. So it's an LA Land Bank base on balls and RBI for Cooper Sullivan. 3-2 now. Still one out. J.D. Shelton, starting left fielder, up to bat now with Reed LaRue, starting right fielder in your LeCaz Power on Deck circle. Your Wallace Associate scoreboard. It's bottom of the first. 3-2, 5 runs so far in this first inning between these two teams. Sanders' first pitch to J.D. That's going to be.
That might be enough. He's going to send him anyway.
We're going to have a right field here. We're going to
We're going to try it anyway.
See the play here at the plate. And he is.
Looks like
he's out.
Yep.
Okay, so see that on your play there, but way to be aggressive. No worries about that. So what do we have here, Danny?
So the Eagles pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. 2 runners left on base. Coming up for Buckeye, Boone, and back to the top, Burns and Sanders.
You're watching Eagle Baseball on 446 Sports.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now to complete an insurance review to make sure you're properly covered and not paying too much. Whether it's in our office, at your home, or your place of business, let us help you find peace of mind. If you're in need of your insurance checkup, whether auto, home, or life, talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Tell you what, Danny, we got this crew, man. They're not giving us that TV timeout, the minute and 15. Oh, it's a shot there, leading off.
Right to Cutter.
Yep. Good work there by
Taking
Cutter.
easy out after that long inning. Peyton pitched in the first.
Yep, 1 pitch, 1 out for sure.
And think about it, he had first 2 outs in that first inning.
Yep, that's right. It was 2 quick outs, wasn't it?
Yep, and then the infield single and the stolen base that we thought we had the out on.
Brings up Burns with Sanders in your Cavs power on deck circle. Burns was a strikeout victim. That's going to be.
See if
we'll
Reed
see if
can
Reed
get to
can
that.
make this
If
one.
you can see it. Yep.
Good
2
work
pitch,
there.
2 out.
We'll definitely take that, gentlemen. Good work there. So let's not rehash the first inning where we had the 2 outs and then give up 3 runs. So
Sanders grounded out to Cooper at second, first time up. That was probably the hardest play of the hardest ball hit that inning.
Yeah.
Was the ground out that Cooper had to go to his backhand.
good pitch there by Peyton. Strike 1.
The coach probably said, "Hey, somebody needs to take a pitch."
Yeah. Coaches don't do that, huh? Oh. That's going to.
Some still trouble.
Got James here to Cade. Gonna Reed's backing him up there, so that's gonna be a tough play there from Tishner to Cade, but Sanders gonna get on second base. What do we think here, Danny?
I don't know if I got my guess. That's an error.
Yeah.
But, and I would probably call him an error because I thought he had time to make that play.
Yeah, it's not letting us on our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. It's not letting us do it. It's still 2 outs, but it's let's see if I can put it. Is he on second now?
Yeah.
Nope, still not there. So we have a runner on second. Actually, courtesy runner is number 1. Wade Jenkins comes in for Sanders, your pitcher. So Jenkins, courtesy runner for Sanders. This is Grimmett, who started the rally last inning, up to bat with Broadneck, the Cavs power on deck circle. Looks like that's ball 1, must be outside. So definitely like to
try it now. See if you can get your runner at second. Yep, take your runner off first.
There we go. Ball 2 outside. So 2-0 here. Yep. Appreciate the engineer getting our scoreboard up and going again.
Not sure why it's doing it. We'll have to see if our real engineer can check it out at one point.
Low and outside. We don't want to bring Broadnacks up with 2 on. 3-0 pitch.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Don't know where that one missed.
Peyton
but
was set up outside. Austin was set up outside. I don't know. Because he didn't reach for it.
So Grimmett now on first with Broadnax up to bat. Puts Tyson in your LaCaz power on deck circle. Still 2 outs here, so let's try to see what we can get here. Prosale steps off.
Official score does come in. That's an error.
Okay.
I think he waited on that a little bit too much instead of picking that up on the run.
First pitch to Broadnax. Riverside Hospital foul ball to the Buckeye dugout there. Probably just hold that one. Way to get ahead. He's been ahead of most batters except for the last one, huh?
Yeah. I think he walked Broadnax in the first on the 4 pitch, but he went 3-0 and then runner moved.
That's right.
And
That's right.
probably gave that pitch up or gave that walk up on purpose.
That's going to be a base hit there.
We're going to send him home here.
See what happens. See if we got a. Oh.
I think
we had a play there at home, but we did not. So it was cut by Tishner. What do you think about that cut, Danny?
I don't know if I heard anything. Just watching Austin behind the plate reaction after the play, I don't think he was expecting the cut. He didn't call for it anyway.
Yeah, the way I don't think I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen a runner round in third and turn around and look. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
He turned around and looked where the ball was being thrown, and maybe that's kind of taught these days. But usually your coach is the one.
Yeah, no, I think we can safely say that's probably not.
Yeah. So that was Jenkins that scored. It was courtesy running for Sanders. Now it's 4-2. Panthers on top.
Tyson was one of those infield singles. Let's see if Reed can go back and get that.
Yep, Reed LaRue there. See that young man with the third out. What do we have here, Danny?
So Buckeye picks up 1 run on 1 hit. 2 runners left on base. Coming up for your Eagles, LaRue, Knowles, and back to the top with Scroggs.
You're watching Eagle Baseball on 446 Sports.
I just haven't met you yet. I might have to wait, I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and into my life. And I know that we can be so amazing. And baby,
And welcome back here to Eagles Nest on the campus Holy Savior Menard. Your Eagles down 4-2 in the going to the top of the second inning. Reed LaRue up to bat with Cutter Knowles in your Cats Power on Deck circle. And we're joined by Buckeye alum. What class of what, Coach?
97.
Class of 97. So Josh Brown, coach of the Grace Christian Warriors, join us. He's come to watch a little baseball tonight after practice, and appreciate you joining us, Coach. And why don't we talk about your alma mater? What's different? What's different over there these days on the baseball field when you used to play?
They're playing at the high school again. We're used to when we were playing. We played at the DeVille ballpark.
Okay, DeVille ballpark. I think even that's called something different now, isn't it?
I think so. Maybe it's the Buckeye complex. I'm not sure. Something like that, but. Still look the same. I'm still wearing those gray uniforms. I think we've been having those for a long time.
Yeah, yeah. So class of '97, 2 years younger than me. What about you, Danny? That was a Doug. That was a Dougism. I'm sorry. I actually pulled a Doug there. So Cutter Knowles up the bat here with one out for the Eagles.
Look, at least he's not in the 2000s.
That's
so.
right. You're exactly right. You're exactly
right.
right. So, Coach, big game for you tomorrow night on the road to Benton, and strike one there. No, two strikes. Excuse me. Talk about how that game came about, Coach.
Just picked them up a couple weeks ago. We had an open date, and we were kind of looking, but they actually reached out to us first, man. They Coach Dupuy used to coach at St. Mary's, him and Coach McKean, who used to be the head coach at St. Mary's. They reached out and were looking for a game, and at the time, we didn't have one. And
look at this. Get down, ball.
Yep, that's down.
Good work there by Cutter. I tell you what, he is – his second half of the season. Of course, as athletic as he is, Danny, I'm glad to see that, that he's able to get on base and try to make some things happen.
Brown will probably speak to anytime you can get some of those 8, 7, 8, 9 whole guys on base. And Cutter's been on base a lot lately.
What, man, I tell you what, we could use that right now. We could have used that last week. We've been kind of struggling since Horn's been out in the bottom of the order. We're missing that. But, yeah, anytime you can get that, man, that's key. Get your top of the order going.
Reeve Scroggs up the bat now with Austin Perry near the Cas Power on deck circle. Riverside Hospital foul ball there. So Coach, I know that I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, but I know Oak Hill and Glenmore are playing this week. If everything holds and Glenmore sweeps Oak Hill, which, like I said, I want to put that. What's it look like next week whenever I have your Tuesday night game? Going into that, because y'all have a bye from district this week, right?
We do. We're scheduled to play 5 games this week, depending on weather. The weather's not looking too good at the end of the week again, so we'll see how that goes. But we're just trying to get better. I mean, we didn't have a good week last week, and we're just kind of flushing that, moving forward, and see what we can do this week to maybe string some wins together. And tomorrow night we're going to have a challenge, but at the end of the day, hey, for us, it's a win-win for us. So we're looking to go up to Benton and have a little fun.
Okay, and that was a fielder's choice there from Scroggs. So Scroggs on first, and Knowles was out at second there. So, yeah, so like I said, everything, like I said, I know we don't need to put the card in front, but if they come in tiebreakers, I mean, if you guys split against Glenmore, then it's a tiebreaker. If not, then of course, obviously, if you sweep them, you win, or if they sweep you guys. But how does that work in your district, or do y'all even have that
I
set
don't
up?
even think we even have that anymore with power rankings. Man. I don't even think it even matters.
Gotcha.
You know,
Okay.
it's kind of more of a bragging,
Okay.
type of deal. So, they got Oak Hill this week, and Oak Hill is, very capable of beating anybody in the district.
Yes.
We were fortunate to beat them twice. I felt like the second time we played them, we didn't play very well. Now, we've pitched well throughout every game in the district. The key for us right now, we got to get the bottom of the order going, and we got to play better defense.
So, and that's one thing, talking about we'll pick off move here to Scruggs. We talked about last night. Another reason why, was glad you were coming on. You talked last night about the old Civitan tournament, and talking about how, you guys want to start, trying to do more stuff with these local teams. You talked about, playing Menard next year. What's the idea about that? Are you gonna? Well, it's a Riverside Hospital.
Yeah, I'm hoping
foul
it
ball
happens. I'm just kind of waiting for those coaches to reach back out and see. We talked a little bit before the season and actually in January about it. So, we'll see. I definitely want to get back playing in local a little bit, just because, travel wise, and I think it's good for the town, man. I'm seeing that Monroe, their area is getting together more, and I just think we need to do that again to get baseball back good around here as far as getting everybody to play.
Nope. No, I think he reached around on that.
Boy, that's two very questionable, and I think I got them. I think I got both of them, but didn't go in our favor. So, Danny, what do we have here?
No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. Coming up for the Panthers, Curtis, Hunt, and Fitz.
We'll stay right here with Coach Brown from Grace for this commercial, not non-commercial break. So, when you talk about like having multiple host sites for this tournament, is that what you guys have kind of talked about?
We had talked about that, me and Coach I'm up for whatever. I mean, I know our park. We had a tournament this past year. We had like 13, 14 teams, and it's hard to do that. We need to have more teams around here. And we actually tried to do it this year, but some of the teams just didn't want to play some of the bigger schools around here. But I think if we start early, we can get that done.
Yeah. How many years have you been coaching, head coach at Grace in baseball?
24. I've been there 26 years overall. So, yeah, I've been there a little while.
That gum. You don't look that old. So.
Well, I don't know. I'm getting some gray hair, man. Golly, I feel old.
So whenever you played at Buckeye, another reason why I'm glad you're here, and when you played at Buckeye, 3A school? Or
we were
2A?
2A.
2A, that's what I was thinking.
2A,
okay.
we had Block, Rapides, Vidalia. We had the Vidalia brothers, Jarrett and Josh Hupfire. They were really good.
Okay.
They both got drafted.
Yeah, those names. I do remember
got
those
drafted
names.
by the Blue Jays. The other one got drafted by the Cardinals. They were really good players. I still say to this day, Josh has the best swing I've ever seen in my life. Dude could swing it, man. He was awesome. They were the team to beat back in the day in our district.
Vidalia was. They used to be really strong in a lot of sports as well. But so 2A then now pretty much borderline 4A. They're in Select 2 here, in baseball, and that's big. That's.
I'd like to be in Select 2, man. I really would.
Well, you're right because I think STM. Yeah, you're right because STM and those guys are now in D1, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that. I don't understand all these divisions.
You're begging for help right here.
Yep, good job there by Tishner. Usually shortstop. How did you say that, Danny? When you played, how would y'all handle that one?
Well, that one, you got to, as a third baseman, that's your play unless you're having to turn around and run. Then
I got you.
Then it's the shortstop. But that's the one if I'm playing third base, I'm probably looking at the shortstop. Do you want to catch this? Because that one was sky high.
Well, how do y'all do that, Coach, whenever?
The shortstop, most of the time, he's going to be that way. That's probably third baseman's ball there. But, you definitely want the other guy floating that way because you never know. I've seen a lot of balls where the shortstop's coming behind that third baseman making that play.
Yeah, that happened the other night when Milam overran one from short. And, of course, they had the shift on, and they had the third baseman playing second base. Good 2 pitches there, 0-2 quickly here from Procell. So, glad to see that. This has just kind of been his the way that he's, started the
Come on up,
each inning,
We'll get you on in a minute.
But
come watch from the perch, man.
best seats in the house here, Jamie. Best seats in the house. So I'm joined here by Jamie Shelton, JD's dad, and one of our sponsors. He's going to come on as soon as we're finish this up with Coach Brown. So that's thought we had him there.
That was a good pitch.
So he's Peyton's another freshman for this team, Coach Brown. So this Menard team's very young. JD is a sophomore. Jamie's son is out here at number 19 playing left field, and very, very young ball club.
Yeah, I like this kid on the mound, man. I really do.
He's a competitor. He throws strikes. He threw a complete game the other night against Port Barry, 82 pitches.
Nice.
And it was a battle, too, because they
got
were
some good size on him, too, man.
Plays basketball for him as well, so he's a multi-sport athlete. Here's the 1-2. See Cade with the play there. Cade will step on first for the second out.
Good play. Made that a little harder than what it should have been, but he got it in between hops there. But well done.
So we have 2 outs here. Tell you what, that's another thing about this Buckeye squad. They 3 left-handed bats. I mean, that's big. That helps your lineup for sure. And this is let's see, number 5, right? Is that 5 or 6? I'm kind of lost.
It's number 6. It's
number
Fitz.
6. Okay. Yep, Fitz up to bat here with Boone in your LaCasse power deck circle. See what Procell has for him. Fitz is their starting center fielder. He has wheels if he puts it in play. Good pitch there by Procell for strike 1.
And what's this kid's name batting?
This is Fitz, number 6. His first name is Brenton. I'm sorry. Fitzback is actually.
Okay,
Yeah, excuse me.
Former coach Matt Campbell's nephew.
Okay.
Well, I didn't get all of that on the the thing. Man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did. They just put the names on, and so I'm sorry to the Fitzback family.
well,
but
that's what they put on the
they call him
scorecard.
Fitz. So yeah, but so what's Matt? Matt's was a CECP coach.
Yeah, he coached with us for about 14 years, and they had twins. So he's taking some time off for a while. We'll probably get him back, probably in a year or two. But, they kind of a surprise situation there having those twins.
So is he still a plastic pack?
He is.
Yeah, okay.
He is.
Yeah.
He comes out and checks us out a lot. And he was actually at 2 of our games last week, bringing Taysom over and starting him young.
Yep. The Sin-Law way 1-1 here. A little high there for ball 2. So
3-1 now.
Oh, 3-1.
Yep.
Danny keeping me in check here. How's our Wallace? Yep, still Wallace High Associate scoreboard. It's a base hit there from Fritz back. So, boy, they have just with 2 outs, they have just wreaked havoc so far this game. What's you have Peyton's? Can you look his pitch count? That's one thing I'm concerned about right now. Sorry to put you on the spot,
No,
but
that's all right. He's 54 pitches now through 2 2/3.
Okay, so
34 strikes.
Boone up to bat now, who's starting second baseman with Burns starting the right fielder in your Lacasse Power. Pick-off move there by Pro Sale. See if we can't get the number 9 batter out right here.
And I would imagine with what Coach Jordan's got this weekend, which we haven't really talked much about, he's probably either hoping Peyton goes real deep or he probably comes out early.
Yeah, that's true. Good point there, Danny. Didn't get a chance to talk to him last night because he was at his daughter's travel ball tournament winning a ring. I told him, I said, you're only excused if you bring home the rings. So, but so no, they've been that's been a good group to work with between him and Coach Turney and Coach Hunter last night from the softball team, and Coach Riley has filled in for him now.
Runners off.
See if we can't get this one. Got him that time.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Good work there. So, well, Coach Brown, we appreciate you coming
for
on.
sure, man.
We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have Jamie Shelton from Lanyap Home Care on. You're watching Eagle Baseball on 446 Sports.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the game. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage. Join the 446 Sports family today. Watch, cheer, celebrate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. 446 Sports, where Central Louisiana comes to play.
All right, we're back here at Eagles Nest. Jamie, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. We're now joined by Jamie Shelton and the Lanyap Home Care, but of course you guys are involved with a lot of different. Central Management Company is a company. But let's talk about Lanyap Home Care and what exactly do you all specialize in and can offer our listeners and viewers.
Yeah, I'd be glad to. I mean, we basically offer skilled nursing services at home along with therapies. We provide a lot of physical therapy for patients that are needing some rehabilitation and might have been in the hospital and need to get stronger. We also provide occupational therapy and speech therapy. But typically people come when they are either coming back from the hospital or really just had a decline and they need to get stronger. And we have RNs and nurses that come out and tend to them and help them get stronger and hopefully help them to address whatever medical needs they might have.
Do you all have physicians or do y'all work in conjunction with physicians?
Right. Yeah, we have medical directors that, yes, follow the patient. Many times they have their own their own physician, but then we have a medical director that also just follows up on the care to make sure that they're getting the care is ordered by their physician.
Okay. Because I will tell you, and it's kind of embarrassing to say, but a lot of us have doctors, but we don't necessarily go to them very often. So if you're in that position to where you really don't usually, that's a base on ball, Louisiana Land base, excuse me, LA Land Bank base on balls there for Austin Paris. So, boy, Jamie, I'm giving you a lot of living Lanyap Home Care, a lot of credit tonight.
That's
so
good. We'll take it.
Yes, for sure. So you guys, is there a certain area, territory
Sure, right.
that you guys cover?
Yeah, we cover all of Alexandria. Really, we cover all the way, really a 50-mile radius through Marksville.
Okay.
We actually go, of course, all of Pineville, all the immediate areas to Bunkie. And we actually have coverage with another agency in Natchitoches. So
Okay.
we can cover Natchitoches and even Winfield, Ruston, and actually cover a little bit of Monroe. So we actually have 3 agencies that connect. So we carry pretty much all the Sinla area and then a little more north and a little more northwest also.
Good deal. And just, that's a shot here. Let's see it get down ball.
Right at the center fielder.
Yep, unfortunately, but
Solid hit.
yep, but hit it on the screws, but like I said, didn't quite get down. So that's one out there. So as far as insurance, pretty much all your major insurances.
That's correct.
You
We
guys
have, Medicare, and then any Medicare Advantage, most HMOs, we accept all those for the most part, and you have coverage. And really, most patients just see their doctor, and their doctor will write orders. That's really what you need in order to get the services, and need some type of skill service. And it's usually pretty easy to get set up if you have that need, and we enjoy it. We have a lot of great team. We've been in business over 10 years, and a lot of good nurses and therapists that a lot of our people get requested because they've had home care before and they had a good nurse or a good therapist, and they request it again when they have medical needs. They may go and have a knee replaced or a hip replaced and still need a little therapy at home.
So 10 years. I mean, that is a long time, but still fairly new.
Right.
So whenever you talked, I didn't even think about Medicare, Medicaid. So if I'm in the hospital and I'm about to be discharged, can I tell the staff there, hey, I want Lanyap? I mean, is that something you guys can be requested?
Right, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, they can talk to the hospital discharge planner or even the physician there and just say, hey, I feel like I need to get a nurse to follow me or a therapist to pick me up. And generally, most physicians are familiar with home care services, and they're willing to write those orders. It's usually not that difficult. But yeah, you're absolutely right. You can request it in the hospital if you need to.
Okay, and then would the family or the patient get in touch with you guys first, or does it need to go through
Better to go through the physician first,
Okay.
but they can contact us, and then we would coordinate with that physician.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. And then in the hospital, I forgot what they call the person that's
Right, the discharge planner,
Yeah.
social
Case
service,
manager.
social
the
worker,
case manager.
case
Yeah,
manager.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, because that was one of the things that so we've got a man. Look at this.
Pitch and change. Well, that's what we kind of talked about. I mean, he probably either wanted him to go deep or come on out, because this game's important. But Saturday and Friday and Saturday is just as important, if not more. So
Okay, well, we won't put you on the spot here because it looks like JD's on the mound now. But so basically what we have, this Lanyap Home Care pitch and change, is JD Shelton now on the mound. He'll keep his spot in the batting lineup, and Procell just comes out to left field. So Jamie, you want to stay on, or would you rather?
I may need to go sit down.
No worries.
I generally have to keep my wife
No worries.
at calm when he's pitching. I'm probably a little better with it than she is.
Well, no worries. We'll go ahead and we'll let you do that. We appreciate you coming out
I'm
here. We
glad to.
definitely appreciate you all as
thank
a
you.
supporter of
We're glad-
HSM baseball and 446 Sports.
Very glad to be a part of it.
Thanks
Thank
a
you,
lot.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
thanks, sir.
Yeah, we've all been there as parents, so appreciate Jamie and 2-0 here from Shelton. Ball 3. So what's how many pitches did Procell end up with, Danny, if you don't mind me asking? strike there, makes it 3-1. And while you're looking it up, I wonder if that wasn't a strategic plan. 2 innings,
Yeah.
because really this weekend is
Yeah, I mean,
For
I
all the
wouldn't surprise
marbles.
me. I mean, of course, we got 5 days, 6 days rest, so
that's a shot out here. Let's see what Cutter.
Cutter's going to camp under that.
Yep, good work there by Cutter for out number 1. That's a way to battle back there, JD. JD, it was 3-0, which I'm sure you saw it, Danny. 3-0 to him, and works it. So this brings up Burns, your leadoff batter, which I'm kind of, seeing if we can get a 3 up, 3 down would be nice in this inning.
Peyton threw 3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs. None of them were earned.
Ball 1 there from JD.
And he threw 57 pitches, 35 strikes. But this way, he probably has Peyton and, even JD throwing in a couple innings or more here. He's going to be ready for the weekend as well.
That's a
Line
shot.
drive.
Let's see where that does get down. Yep. So base hit. That's Burns. That's his first hit of the night, right, Danny?
He's 1 for 3 now. Strikeout and flew out to right field first 2 times.
Maybe we can just get roles reversed here. Maybe we'll get this double play here. And
Sanders comes in 0 for 2 as well. He grounded to second and hit the dribbler to third last time up.
Grimmett in your look has power on deck circle. First pitch from Shelton. Must have been a little outside. His velocity seemed to improve. And of course, I'm sure as the year goes on, and that's probably the difference between most of these guys and most. The experience and the strength of their arms, are getting better. Good pitch there. Ooh, where did that miss?
Yeah, and I don't know if Austin's setting up outside because, of course, umpire didn't get the memo. Have to get back with the home office to send another memo to the umpire association.
3-man crew, and he's still in the way. I am kind of surprised with a left-handed batter that he's not. Oh, that's a hit and run there. Tishner to Gato. Gonna see here. It's gonna bring round and home. Let's see what happens here. See, there's a plate to plate. There is not. So back here to Scroggs. So that's gonna be a. I still think that would have been a hit. What do you think, Dan? You think that would have been hit or not? It would have been difficult to call.
Yeah. My guess is it's going to go down as an error.
Gotcha. Okay. So 1 runner scores, who is Burns, who had the base hit. Sanders was on second. Going to be courtesy run for Jenkins again. Still 1 out. Brings up Grimmett with Broadnax near the Cas power on deck circle. 5-2 now for the Panthers.
Again, that was another ball that's not going to make it out of the infield. Burns hit the ball well, but they probably only barreled up about 2 balls the whole game.
First ball 1 there. First time we've seen a Panther square around the bunt.
They're being advantageous. Given what they're taking, what they're given.
Yeah. They have somebody warming up. Try to find that here in just a second. Riverside Hospital foul ball. Was there any chance that last one was going to go foul, or was it?
No, it was probably going. Yeah, it was the right play to go get it, but
kind of hard to see and looking through the camera sometimes. Trying to see if I can get his number. He is number 8. So number 8 warming up in the bullpen is Trenton Johnson for the Panthers. 1-1 pitch here from JD. Be ball 2 high.
Grimmett's 1 for 1. He singled and scored a run in the first. Walked the last time up. There he comes. There's the man. Come on, man. Put the headset on.
You remember how this works? Man, think this kid has grown 4 inches since.
I wish.
My gosh. So we're now joined by. I have to get this one right because I've been calling Cooper Sullivan all year. I called him Cooper Scott twice. So now joined by Cooper Scott, graduate from last year, freshman at LSU in Eunice. Man, what's been happening?
Oh, nothing much. Working out, baseball. It's about it.
Boy,
Little bit of
college
school.
life, huh?
Uh-huh.
So you found any good places to eat down there?
Ooh, DIs.
I never heard of that
Moe's.
one, but I'll.
Moe's crawfish is big down there.
Oh,
I'll tell you
sure.
that.
Sure.
So,
I've gone there about 3 times a week.
jeez, man, that's what I'm talking about. 2-2 here from Riverside Hospital foul ball. So
What's going on with the program down there? What y'all? What y'all have this past weekend?
We played a 3-game set with Nunez in
Okay.
Chalmette.
Okay.
We won all 3 games.
Nice.
I think we're 33-1 now.
Okay.
And we actually just the poll just came out. We're number 1 in the nation now for Division I junior college.
Okay. Well, let's see if James can make this
that's
play.
gonna be a tough play.
Yep,
Yep,
man.
just a little.
So that's what 3 LSU affiliates now that are top or number 1 or what LSU Baton Rouge is probably 8, 9, 7.
Yeah, I think they're 7.
Yeah. So LSUS is number 1 NAI. I think they're like 31-0.
Yeah, I heard they're legit.
Scored 40. I think they scored about 72 runs in 2 games this past weekend.
God.
Of course, it was Texas College, but you know.
Yeah, I think the most we put up was I think we put up 34
Jeez.
the other day. But no, it's pretty fun playing.
Good.
Pretty fun. Or watching.
Well, but I mean that's part of the thing. I mean, you go down there in a situation in a club like that you know where you guys and the records you're at. You know, it's to earn some playing time, man. You got to and it probably put you in a better situation to come in next year and be ready to contribute.
Yes, sir. It's very eye opening. I love it down there.
Yeah, good.
Let's give you a chance to talk about your alma mater here as far as academics. How what's been the change? Are you well prepared to whenever you got down there?
Everybody thinks I'm a genius. It's amazing. Especially this one right here. He thinks I'm a genius.
Well,
But now
well.
you did have a 30, 31?
30.
30 on your ACT. So, I mean, it's not like you're
We're not going to say who's with him, but we are going to say that he was a Tioga graduate. How's that sound? Nah, just playing. No, well, that's good, man. So the transition in academics has been smooth.
Oh yes, sir.
Everything's
It's
good.
It's definitely easier because I came here. I'd say that much.
Good deal. Good deal.
Mhm.
Let's talk about now that you've had a chance to reflect and being in college for almost a full year now. What's a memory or a moment from this field, or even let's just talk about your high school career that you've actually talked about while you've been down there with some of your new teammates?
Actually, one of my friends looked up my name on YouTube the other day, and the first thing that came up was the Rose Pine walk-off.
That's
That
what I'm
almost hit
talking
y'all.
about.
Hit
That's
about
what
where
I'm talking
standing right
about.
now.
Yep. I'd like to.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the Eagles do another one of those. Matter of fact, Miss Becky Clear, she was right there where he's at, and
do remember that.
she had the duck, and I don't know if he knows this. That ball
I
hit.
think I told him.
Yeah, that ball hit this pole right here.
Because you could hear it.
Yeah.
In the thing. It was pretty funny, but
Coach Danny thought it was foul.
Look, I'm not. I'm thinking a pole right here in my way, and I'm like, oh, that's the foul pole. And I'm not thinking. I'm like, oh man, they missed that call. They blew that.
I'm sitting there trying to celebrate it, you know. And
I'm
Danny's like, no, I think it's foul. I think it's foul.
It took me a minute to realize.
So, but no, a lot of fun. A lot of good games we were able to call with you all last year, and good to hear that you're adjusting well.
Yes,
which
sir.
once again we didn't expect you not to. But what about so did I hear you redshirt?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So how does that work now with? Of course, I know the 2 years there. You still have 1 year to play, or can you stay there
Alright,
2 years?
So my redshirt year just counts against nothing, like no
Okay.
eligibility. And so we have, I think, 4 of them on our team right now
Okay.
that they're considered third years and they're redshirt sophomores. So
Okay. So
they've been there for 3 years, but they've only taken up 2 years of eligibility.
Right. Okay.
Since your redshirt year just doesn't count against it, and they basically do the same thing. They're just a little bit older. So like our 4 red shirts, I think they're all 21. They just all turned 21.
I didn't know if that, because JUCOs are fairly new to me, and I didn't know for sure if that meant that you. What I was thinking before they did what I was thinking is you would get to still only play 1 year in junior college, but you'd have 3 years for if you transferred.
I think you could if you was to leave after your redshirt freshman year.
Yeah, if I left next year,
you could still have another season. Let's see if we can make it out here.
Reeves Scroggs to Cade Tassin. Good dig there by him for out number 3. We're gonna go ahead and stay right here while we're talking to Coop. If you don't mind, we'll talk through this break. So that was my that was gonna be my question. There is just to see because. Like, but now that your JUCO doesn't count against it.
Well, that's what Pavia from Vanderbilt. Now I've heard he won his, but I've heard they've denied some of the other ones for baseball.
Our coach actually, he's the the head, like a bunch of those rules and stuff, and he explained it to us like this: like that happened with him, but it's gonna go to like the Supreme Court about it, and they're gonna decide if it's actually going to happen, go to everyone. But everyone who's it's a certain situation. So you had to have, I think, played JUCO, I think it was 3 years ago. And then you had to have transferred. You had to only play 2 years, transferred, and then been done with all your eligibility this past year, like Pavia did. You had to be in that exact situation to be granted a rate waiver. So that's how he explained it to us. It's not for everyone right now. Right. If it does keep going, then it will be for everyone. But he said it kind of looks.
Yeah, I can't imagine that being.
That would change way too much.
Yeah. So tell us, your current Eagles, started out the season 2-7. They're 9-8 now, but tell us what it was like when you were a freshman, sophomore, and you guys were probably going through something similar.
I think my freshman year we started off 1-11.
Oh wow!
And Coach Jordan had a big speech with us. We had a big speech and we had a come together moment, and then I think we ended up winning. I know we ended up 11-11, and then I think we might have dropped one after that, but we ended the season a little bit above 500, I believe, and we went to the playoffs and won the first round at Pope John Paul, and then we played the number 1 seed in Notre Dame that year, and then took the first game, should have won the second game, but dropped it and to the team that eventually won state. So I mean, it's all about getting hot at the right time.
Well, and that's what we talked about, because this is a young team, mostly freshmen and sophomores. There's a few juniors out there playing some. And they got some that goes senior, a couple seniors go in and out pitching. But anyway, we talked about the biggest growth from them is going to be from the start of the season to the end of the season, and that they're only going to be better for taking some of these lumps in the early part of the season. Because I mean, again, you guys graduated 14 seniors last year, so you knew that y'all probably took some lumps at some point.
Yeah, yes, sir. And even our coach says it now. It's all about getting hot at the right time. Like, we haven't played our best baseball yet, even though we're 33-1 or whatever it is. We need to be playing the best baseball whenever we get to the playoffs and ride off that.
So what's the facilities like down there? I hadn't been down there yet, but I've seen a lot of renderings and stuff. But are they making some upgrades?
So at the beginning of the year, we're playing at Miller Stadium, where Notre Dame High School plays. But because our new stadium was being built. So now we started playing on about, I want to say, a month and a half ago. It's all turf. We got our backdrop stuff done, but we still have to get our actual stadium around it done. Okay. And it was $19.5 million. So
they put a lot of money into it.
Yeah, it's going to be very nice, but it's still going to take a while. I think. Well, we're kind of thinking it's going to take about probably another year for most of it to be done. But I know that they're in the middle of building the
There's a hospital foul ball right there from Cooper Sullivan.
The indoor cages, which is going to be right next to our thing. It's supposed to be just like LA Tech's. So it's supposed to be pretty nice, and then everything's going to come along, though.
Yeah, I saw something posted and maybe last year at some point about the drawings of what maybe a academic center or a field house or something for athletes or something. Mm-hmm. So that's exciting.
Ball one there, so 1-1. So we had Lane Evans with your LA Land Bank base on balls. It looks like let's see, Brooks Juno, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is the pinch runner, which so Lane can re-enter.
So Lane was on the team last year. We've got a good bunt.
Good bunt there. But, Mike. That's all
Moves the
right,
runner,
though.
does his job.
Yep.
We've got a running question going on, and Lane's leading right now. You think he's really the best dancer on the team?
Oh God! From what I saw last year, that's not true. There were a few times he dug out. That's not true.
Well, he definitely has everybody. Everybody on his. Well, I take that back. I don't know how much you've been around Reed LaRue, but Reed LaRue said that Reed's the best dancer. So
I don't know about either of them. There must not be much dancing going on if that's the two contestants.
J.D. Shelton, your pitcher now, is up to bat with the aforementioned Reed LaRue in the LeCaz Power on Deck circle. So do you keep up with any of your teammates from last year as far as, of course, with texting and social media? It's probably don't talk to them as much.
Yeah, I'll go to LSU a few weekends, like for football games, stuff like that. I'll see Carter and Nate and all them, and I'll see Trey. I'll always be with them. And then I've been texting Cohen a little bit about centenary and stuff like that. He said, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's doing pretty well over there right now.
Yeah, it was funny. He had the win. I think Waylon told me he had the win Friday night, and then he had the loss Saturday night. So he's coming in at the end of the games and doing well. So
we actually play them tomorrow.
Okay. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. So so what's the so when you talk about the you were 1-11 your freshman year, y'all made the playoffs that year? Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Man, that's impressive.
Yeah, we started off pretty rough. Couldn't hit. Coach Jordan actually got us together. I remember very vividly in the dugout. I won't say what was said, but it opened up our eyes, and we got together as a team and kind of built on that and just kept going 1 for 1 on the day and winning one game at a time.
Every once in a while, you have to have those speeches.
Yeah.
There's reason why, being X and O's and knowing the game and everything, that has a lot to do with it, and that's very important. But sometimes, you have to be able to get through to your team and motivate your team, and I'm glad to hear that was something that Coach was able to do for you all.
Yep.
2-2 here to J.D. Shelton. Pick-off move, and he's safe. That was a good move, though. So do you get to travel with the team, or is it?
This past weekend I did travel with the team, but that was for stats purposes, but most weekends but we actually played. I think we played the first 30 games at home. So
Okay.
We play a lot of games at home, but I'll work those, but if you're redshirted now, you don't usually travel unless you're the stats guy.
I was going to ask you the furthest. So what's the furthest a team goes to play? Is
we're gonna. I would say I think we go to El Dorado next week.
Okay.
In Arkansas, but I know if we make it to the World Series, which I'm hoping we will.
Just out of play there on a Riverside Hospital foul ball.
We play in Grand Junction, Colorado.
Okay.
So that's a far trip. So that'll be something.
So, well, I'll tell you what. Since we're about Sinlaw baseball, why don't you hand that headset off to your team? Come on, man, just for a second. No. So
he's not in public speaking class like me.
So Alex Morrison, LSU pitcher and Tioga Indian alum is out here on the perch, and his
little shot.
Get through.
That'll work. Gonna see
who scored the run.
See him come into your screen there. Safe is gonna
Good job base running here.
3, and then J.D. Shelton advances to second, so makes it 5-3 on that single by J.D. This Eagle team battles. They battle. It does not matter what the score is, the situation, and that's a good trait as well.
I saw the walk-off against Port Barry.
Yep,
yeah.
Yep. They walked off the very first game of the season as well. Against St. Mary's?
Yeah, it wasn't quite as cool as a walk-off from last year.
Yeah, no.
So, but no, it was it was a lot of fun. Reed LaRue up to bat now with Cutter Knowles in your LeCaz Power on Deck circle.
And I was hoping to get to see the Opelousas Catholic game last week, but because we have a few teammates that played there.
Okay.
And we were going to come down and watch, but sadly got rained out.
So you got any dudes up there that's going somewhere next?
We have a few. I think we probably have like 6 or 7 D1 commits right now. We have a dude going to Texas State. We have, I think, 2 people going to McNeese. I think 2 or 3 going to Southeastern. A kid going to Tulane. And maybe a kid going to UNO and University of New Orleans and Arkansas State.
Okay.
And actually, we have one kid that's going to Georgia Gwinnett.
Yeah.
in,
NAIA.
Yeah, which they're very good.
Yeah, they are. They're usually top 5 program in NAIA.
So how many players are on the squad,
I think we
including
have
redshirt?
44 or 40, something like that. I
And
think
look, the opportunity at junior colleges is phenomenal.
That's
Really.
Mm.
But
Reed flies or lines out right there, but he hit the ball on the.
But the money that you can get to go to a JUCO and the opportunity you get to showcase yourself in front of some coaches is it's as good. Somebody that wants to go D1 that maybe doesn't have the opportunity quite coming out of as a senior. This is JUCO is the way to go because you get all kind of opportunities, especially at a program like E.
Yeah.
You know they're a solid program. Coach probably got a lot of connections. And a lot of coaches pay attention to what goes on out there. So
yeah, I definitely think it's the way to go now, especially because I know all my friends that went to Division Ones. A lot of them redshirted.
Yeah,
and they kind of talk about how they wish they would have went to junior college or something like that. And
well, the transfer portal
especially
has just killed freshmen from our seniors going into high school.
Yeah.
Freshmen playing in college. It's unless you're just a special talent, it's killed that.
Well, look, this is what we get here at Holy Savior Menard. Daryl Campbell, Reed LaRue won the dance competition on the cruise last year. So that's what I'm talking about. That I'll take that. Cutter Knowles with the Riverside Hospital foul ball. Appreciate that information, Daryl. So if there's something that if you had a chance and probably at some point, you will have a chance to talk to this Holy Savior Menard team. Is there something you would tell them that you would have done different as far as college? Would you have sent more film? Would you have talked to more coaches? Would you have done, or did it work out pretty well and you're comfortable with the way, it worked out for you? I'm talking about going to the next level.
Recruiting process.
Well, I'll give you an example. When I played, okay, I waited, and of course, it was my main sport was soccer. I waited for coaches to come to me, and I should have put myself out there more. Okay, is there something like that you would have done, or you would encourage them to do?
Yeah, I'd say I think it is more putting yourself out there, but also it's more things like coaches they notice the smaller things, because that's whenever we practice, that's all we practice about is the small things. Like we probably bunt more than we hit over at E right now, and and you see it in the game. Whenever we do base running, we do it hard, and we focus on the little things, like things that you would just never think of. Like we'll do dirt ball reads and stuff like that, and certain straight steals, and just noticing the tiny things with charts, everything like that. And it's really just how you portray your game to coaches whenever they come to watch, and I do think it is getting yourself out there more, but also it's certain things about how you carry yourself throughout the game. And your confidence level. That's also a big thing that you get preached about. And but yeah,
well, I've seen a lot of coaches, post things that they. And I mean, I could see it. They can learn more about Drake. I didn't see Drake.
Did you just get here?
No, he's been sitting right there.
Get up here. So,
but yeah, no, coaches pay more attention to you after your bad games than after your good games.
But Coop, before we let you go, that's an excellent point, because when you're all talented. When everybody on the team's talented and you're going, you have to try to, get on the field, or you have to try to earn that scholarship. It's those little things that separate you, So that's an excellent point. And I'm sure Coach Jordan would, of course, most of these guys, they've told us they get to actually watch this in class. Did y'all get to watch this in class last year?
No.
Drake's saying yes. Drake's not afraid to
Drake
get
wasn't in honor. So.
Well, Cooper Scott joined us, man. We appreciate it. It's good to see you. Don't be a stranger. You're always welcome out here anytime. Anytime we have these headsets and we have these cameras going, you know you're welcome.
Yes, sir.
So appreciate it, and good luck the rest of your season, man.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
Whatever, man.
Get nervous. Man, it's just like standing up there, you know, in the batter's box, man. So
Well, in the batter's box, I ain't got to worry about having a filter.
well, technically we're on YouTube, so but let's try to keep it as
Yes.
no. Man, what's been happening? Talk to us.
Just playing a lot of ball.
Okay.
But yeah, sure. I think we're 30-something games in, 36. But we still have a lot left to go.
Well, same question for you. What's been the biggest difference jumping from high school to college?
Not being able to play with the guys you've played since you've grown up with them. So everybody already has chemistry, whereas you go to a new college, everybody's kind of thrown together, and then you have to learn how and fast.
Excellent point. Excellent point. So, and you're being redshirted as well?
Yes.
Okay. So, got him. Chatta Construction strike out there. Oh man, we have a substitute or a change here.
Yeah, we moved around a little bit.
Yeah,
Tishner
Procell.
come out here to third.
Yep.
Procell went to. Tishner come out to left. Procell went to third.
Boy, right whenever I updated my thing here, but that's all right. We've got it. So Procell's 5 now. So good strikeout there from JD. So how about the academic side here at LC? I mean, transition's been smooth.
Yes, sir. It was pretty rough in the fall. It's a lot tougher curriculum, but we're finally getting a little bit used to it.
Okay. So was it how was it? Because this was the biggest adjustment for my boys, was the fact that they don't tell you the class before what's going to happen the next day, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
that's always a big. That's what I try to tell especially all my players when I coached them. You know, I wouldn't try to scare them with college, but you know, you go class Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You may show up on that first Friday and didn't even know there was going to be a test on a book that you didn't get yet. Coach Nick did that as a freshman. It was in the syllabus, but I didn't pay much attention to it. So that's one of the things to adjust to for sure.
Yes, sir. They'll sneak up on you. That's for sure.
So what are you able to do being redshirt? What are you able to do for the Wildcats, the LCU Wildcats right now?
I keep a lot of charts and keeping
Okay.
up with our at-bats mainly. And then I keep also about what pitches they throw, document all that to be able to expect what's going to come when others get to the at-bat. But it also keeps me paying attention because I'm very all over the place. And so
I can't see that, man.
yeah, sure. I like to be able to know what's going on. Oh,
Ooh, made it close. Oh, he called
called
him
it.
out from center field.
That's what I'm talking about, and I hope I have it on
That's
camera.
a 8-3. How about that?
Good work there from Cutter Nolt. Well,
wait.
he's trying to tell the. He told his. Let's see what's going on here. We'll get
guys.
this.
We don't have a replay out here.
Yeah. Where's?
How can you overturn that?
Well, let me tell you what happened early. Let me tell you what happened Thursday night. Okay, they had a play where the first baseman was taken off the bag from Tioga. Okay.
oh, we called him
Yep.
safe.
So-
What?
Now, well, my
Look,
question.
I'm not going to be honest with you. I think he might have been safe, but how do you make the call and now overturn it?
Well, what I learned Thursday night was the only way that umpire can say, the home plate umpire can say, is if his foot's off the bag, if he's
Okay.
pulled off the bag, because that's what's happened. That's what happened in their game versus Tioga. And look, what's crazy is that allowed the winning run to score.
What a hose from Cutter out
Yeah.
there.
So we're still now 1 out here, and that have a runner on first for.
So Drake, I'll tell you something funny. I was Peyton Procell, freshman here at third base. He started off the season really hot, but he reminded me a lot of you with the way his at bats. He was patient. He let the ball get a little deep, and he drove it the other way a lot. And I got him on the show, and we do our normal questions. Like, well, hey, you like your approach at the plate. What are you thinking when you get up there? I see the ball and I hit it. I said Drake actually had an approach though, so maybe he'll learn his actual approach by the time he's a senior and gets to come on the show again and tell us what his approach is.
Yeah, sure. He's still really young, and he's got a lot of potential.
Yeah.
He might be able to articulate it a little bit better by that point. Good work there by him at third. So that's his. Danny, that's his, what, fourth position that he's played this season? We know he started at first. He's played right field. He's played left field, and now he's at third. So
He's really athletic. I know that. So,
well, we've talked about, you guys a lot, the senior class from last year a lot, but one of the things that I'll never forget is we're all on the porch over there, and you're leaving, and you roll down your window, and you tell guys, y'all be careful. Bunch of 40 and 50-year-old men on that porch, and I appreciate you worrying about us, making sure that we're gonna. What's going on here? Another base hit there to Reed.
Reed's gonna make the throw. It's gonna be
here.
close.
See what happens.
attaboy.
Got him.
Yes, sir. Good work there by Reed LaRue, and we got it on camera there. So, Danny, what do we have before we let Drake go?
So no runs on one hit. One runner left on base. Coming up for your Eagles, we go back to the top of the order. Scroggs, Para, and Procell.
Drake, we appreciate you being out here. We're going to pay some bills right now and run some commercials. But
Yes, sir. Well, thank y'all for everything.
Thank you, brother. Good to see you, young man.
Yes, sir.
You're
Y'all
watching Eagle Baseball on 446 Sports.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible. So if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including Medicare. You never need a referral at Wallace Eye Associates, and our method of next-generation cataract care is the most affordable in the state. There's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
And welcome back to Eagles Nest. You see the dugout for, hey, Mr. Knowles, appreciate
look
supper
there.
time.
Thank
appreciate
you,
you guys.
Appreciate you.
So, and Officer DoorDash has the evening off, so Cutter's dad brought us supper tonight. We appreciate that. We're going to have Jay Sullivan, the defensive coach for your Eagles, here in just a second. Reeves Scroggs up the bat, ball one. Has Austin Para in your LeCaz Power on deck circle. That's your Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard been working, Danny. So, tell you what, man, we've had some good guests tonight, good broadcast so far, and we need the Eagles to
New
come
pitcher
back
on the
and
mound
take
for-
this
unless
one.
you got it earlier. New pitcher on the
No,
mound
I did
for
not.
Buckeye.
And I appreciate you. Didn't even change the inning last time. We just been visiting and talking. But I did see him warming up. This Trenton Johnson.
So we're going. You got us in the top of the fourth. We're in the bottom of five.
Well, I'm okay. All right. Is it bottom five now?
Bottom
or-
five now. It's
Okay.
top five. So
Okay, well, so it's not changing on me. Let's see if
Okay.
it's switched. Yep, there it is.
okay, we're all backwards.
Yeah, we're backwards, but
All
that's
right.
okay. We can
Figure it out.
adjust. That's right. So, yep, bottom of five. J.D. Shelton's come in and pitched. So that's my fault, Danny, for not having the balls updated right there. So
That's
now
all
it's
right.
3-1 to Knowles from Johnson. And was that a straight switch, we think, that we know of?
I don't.
I know he was on
He
the
was-
bench.
yeah,
He
it
was
was-
on the bench. So we'll say that Johnson's straight switch for Sanders until we see Sanders
Yeah.
in the
that's
field.
bad.
3-1 here. Riverside Hospital foul ball straight back. Makes it
Well, what
full.
do we got tonight? It smells pretty good.
It does smell good, doesn't it?
Ooh, some fish,
Oh, peach
cobbler,
cobbler.
fries. Dang it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Taking care of us.
Yep. Officer DoorDash doesn't bring his peach cobbler.
Nope.
So 3-2 here to Reeves. Riverside Hospital foul ball. Way to battle there, young man.
Eagles hanging around. just like every game so far. They've been in it.
Boy, we have had the wind totally change directions. It's now
Got a little north wind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't mind. I'm
No,
not sure
I
if
do
I'm
not.
ready for that.
That's a ground out there to Broadnax at first for unassisted out, number 3 by 3. So Scroggs, like I said, we thought we had a LA Land Bank base on balls there, and we didn't. So Austin pair up the bat now with Peyton Procell, your third baseman. And your Lacaz power on deck circle.
Austin 1 for 1. Singled and scored a run in the first. Grounded out or walked in the second. Or gets hit there. So
Yep.
stays perfect for the night still.
Yeah, looks like he might have mentioned he might have said something, but hey, that's it. Catchers, you know, they're tough. They're gonna stand up for themselves. So
is he running for himself, or it looks like he's staying in? Yeah.
that's one thing we've noticed, Danny, and towards the latter part of the games, they have been having him in there. He's a good base runner. Just try to save his legs. Ball 1 there to Peyton Procell, who's up now with James Tishner and your Lacaz power on deck circle. Now there's another person warming up for Buckeye here. Try to get his number here in just a second. 1-0 from Johnson makes it 2-0 to Procell.
Peyton's 0 for 2. 0 for 1, I'm sorry. Walked and then he lined out. He hit a line drive center field last time up.
Yeah, and he hit it on the nose. Ball there, so 3-0. You know, like I said, of course, he did hit the last one, but they really haven't given him much, have they, Danny?
No, not really.
I have been trying to pay attention, I promise. I hadn't just
we
had been visiting the whole night. 3-0 here to Procell. Pair on first. 1 out. Strike 1, 3-1 from first strike from Johnson this at bat. 5-3. It's been a good ball game. Like I said, little shaky to start for your Eagles, but see what happens here. Oh,
yeah,
tags Para and
throws away.
Yep. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. Is that correct?
Yeah, that'll be in fielder's choice on out at second, and be 4 unassisted on the out at second, and a fielder's choice on the, or actually probably an error. I'm sorry, probably give him an error on that. E4.
So 2 outs here now. I've cleared it, but it still shows 3, doesn't it? I'll try to reset it
Fix it
again.
in between here. Oh, you got it now.
Okay.
Tishner was.
Tishner, yeah.
I'm sorry. Tishner was warming up over there earlier.
It's off the end of the bat to Broadnax. Didn't quite know how many outs there was, but what do we have here, Danny?
No runs, no hits. 1 runner left on base. Coming up for Buckeye, Boone, Burns, and if Sanders is still in, it's Sanders.
You're watching Eagle Baseball on 446 Sports.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in Last Dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, Call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
All right, before we introduce our last guest, we have James Tishner at Laniap Home Care pitch and change. Comes in for J.D. Shelton, and J.D. Shelton goes to left field, so that's just a swap for them from the last inning. So Jay Sullivan's with us now, defensive coach for
foul ball.
Foul ball, we'll take that. Defensive coach for your Eagles, and also proud papa, Cooper Sullivan. So, Jay, how's your evening going?
Man, it's going pretty good out here at the ballpark, watching a little ball. We got a good game going, so see if we can put some runs on the board, get these guys out, and get back out there and put some runs up.
You know, we don't usually I talked to Jordan about it last week. I think he keeps people here on the concession stand all game, so they stay the whole game. And so we got them set up right where we want them, you know.
That's the way it's been going. You know, we played a lot of close ones here lately, so. But
hey, you've been winning them. And earlier in the season, you might not have been winning them.
That's a very true statement. You know, you get a young team, and even the older kids are young. And graduating 14 seniors last year, you didn't have a lot of ABs in that dugout. You didn't have a lot of innings pitched. So these kids are learning on the fly. They're getting experience on the fly, and I think down the road it's going to be very, very beneficial.
And that's what we talked about before the game. These freshmen are essentially sophomores now. Those sophomores are juniors, you know. So you're getting a lot of at bats, a lot of time on the field. So it's shown the improvement from then to now.
So, Jay, let's talk about how many of these young men are actually on the Eagle football team.
So, let's see. Lane's on the football team. You got Coop, he's on the football team. Parr's on the football team. And then Cade, Juicy, I might have missed one or two, but those guys are out there playing for us. And I get to coach Juicy.
Chad, a construction strike out there from Tishner, and that's golly, I've lost my train of thought here. That's Brevel. Sorry, Aaron Brevel is
Aaron
the.
Brevel,
I know
I'm
that's his
sorry.
nickname. No, it's cool. I just wanted everybody to know.
We call them by their nicknames a lot.
No worries.
I've got Juicy. He plays a lot in my position group. I do defensive line, so I got him. And then I've had Lane come in and play some at Cade. I convinced them they could be defensive linemen, and they thought all they could do was block. And you know, graduating all those kids. In baseball, we did the same thing at football.
Right.
So that was we were really, really young this past year in football as well. So,
how many years have you been on the football staff?
So this is my first year CPC, and I did junior high, and the guys kept coming to me going, hey, will you help us? Will you help us? And it just kind of worked out with my schedule that I could and could come on and help. And I have a whole new respect for a high school football coach. I can tell you the amount of time that goes into it. And baseball coaches as well, same thing. I mean, we're out here a lot at school working, and these coaches are out here all the time.
Let's talk about your offensive line coach since you're the defensive line coach. How animated are y'all's practices when y'all go against each other?
Man,
I bet it's a lot of fun to watch.
So you have me and Justin Foltz and Sam Bricata, and we're coaching the scout defense. And then you have Morgan and Julio coaching the offense. Let's just say Morgan gets a little fired up during practice, and I'm kind of a fiery guy too, and passionate, and so it's we have a lot of fun, and I tell you that group of men that coach on the football side, there's some awesome dudes, and just the respect I have for the guys that are here teaching and also coaching. It's unbelievable the amount of time and work that those guys put in.
Yeah, I could imagine. I know that my freshman year I was scout team strong safety, and it took me about 3 practices to realize where I was supposed to be and what I meant by supposed to be. I'm not talking about the position how I was supposed to go about it. I wasn't supposed to show any of the linemen up by no means. And boy, we had a offensive guard that pulled one time, and I still remember the stars. I'm counting the stars in my head after he put me on my back by by the bench, about 14, 15 yards from where I'd started out.
Hey, you got to set the edge, man. That guy pulls. You got to rip through him, and you got to set the edge. And that's what I tell my guys. I don't kind of care how big and how strong he is. You hit him hard enough that he don't move another inch, and you rip through him. And it's sometimes those guys are trying to make a name for themselves. And
It's a tough play there by Peyton.
That's
That-
just,
Did good just to keep it from getting in the outfield. But I mean, again, they've got quite a few hits, but probably only 2 or 3 has been barreled.
yeah, we've had a couple infield hits that you just scratch your head and go, hey, you know, it's one of those things.
Yeah, it happens. I mean,
ball bounces their way.
Yep.
I will say that the same offensive lineman thanked me at the end of the season because I was one of the very few that would actually challenge them and try to, you know, try to make them better. I'm hoping I was a little bit better than Rudy. My Letterman jacket says I was a little bit better than Rudy. Let's see what happens here.
Get that.
Come on,
Reed
Reese.
over here.
Boom.
Yep. Good work there by Reed.
Yeah, you're not going to test his arm this time.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, that little dude, he's small, but he's dynamite. And I know he's a soccer dude, but I tell his mom and dad all the time, I'm like, you know, you sure you don't let him come back and play football? You know? I mean, I just think that kid's just – he's a bulldog. It doesn't matter if it's on the soccer field, the baseball field. That kid's just a gritty dirtbag here on the baseball field. He's a good kid too.
Yeah, before the season, and of course, I mean, he didn't need to hear this, but before the season, I told him, I said, he had his cleats on. I said, whose cleats are those? And he said, well, he looked at me like I was crazy. I said, whose cleats are those? And he said, those are my cleats. And I said, yep. I said, you don't have to fill any Cohen LaRue shoes. I said, you wear your own shoes and you make your own. And he's had a great freshman year to start it out. And I think the soccer experience, just like football experience, you know, he played a lot in varsity and soccer. So being on this stage, yes, different sport, but he has a little bit of experience now.
My cousin was a baseball coach, an assistant at LSU, graduate assistant whenever Warren Morris hits the walk-off home run, and that's kind of my claim to fame around here, that I think I know somebody halfway important. And
Daniel Tomlin?
That's him.
Yep.
That's my first cousin, and taught me a lot about coaching, just having conversations on Sunday afternoons and that sort of thing. And man, that dude, he'd tell you, man, he'd be like, hey, find me some dirt bags. Find me some kids that'll just play. Find me some kids that's going to get after it. He said, that's what I'm looking for. And for him to say that, you know, I always thought, hey, that's what you're looking for in these ball players.
And if you all don't know who, that's a shot here. Let's see, JD.
Yep, come on.
Yep, good work there by JD. We'll stay here. We'll because we're going to mention the sponsorship that Jay has been able to bring to your Eagles baseball. But talk about Daniel Tomlin. For you all don't know, the newspaper article that the Advocate did. Okay, Tomlin's in the background. You know, his first base coach. In that, he's an Ash graduate, coached at Ash as well. Matter of fact, I met his son a few weeks back. He's friends with they go to college together with my youngest boy. Yes, Drew. And I was telling him about that. I said, yeah. I said, you know, he coached. He coached at Ash
for a long time.
You know, before he went to do the grad. I mean, he was helping Boniel before he went to LSU to do this. So he coached against me, and we never beat Ash while I was at Bolton. But no, good coach, good man.
That was a heck of a conversation when I had to tell him that we were going to go to Menard, and we chose Menard over Ash. And you know, I laugh and I pick with some of his nephew a little bit, and he comes and watches some games. He's got a buddy. I'm like, you know, you could break the tradition. I did it, kind of said it for you, or Coop did, not me necessarily, but Cooper did, and we kind of get a kick out of it. But he's a good dude, and if you ever go into walk-ons, the mural in the back of walk-ons,
that's right.
That's a picture.
That's
of it.
right.
So, yeah.
Well, so. If you all don't know at home, CECP coach is a non-faculty coach. So, Jay, your day job is you work for Big Boy Mowers and Bad Boy Mowers. Excuse me, Bad Boy Mowers. Excuse me. And you've introduced us to LeCaz Outdoor Power Equipment with Justin and Jenna Johnson. Talk about them and talk about their what they could do for people in Central Louisiana.
So I came on board with Bad Boy last year. I've been in that outdoor power industry for about 21 years, and I got to know Justin and Jenna and that Jenna's dad had started LeCaz Outdoor, and Justin and Jenna have taken over that from him. And great hometown business. They offer outdoor power equipment, zero-turn lawnmowers, handhelds. They're in the ag business, tractors, implements, that sort of thing. And so I came in and I told Justin, I said, hey, man, I said, you're doing awesome. Like, that, they do a phenomenal job. I said, but from a PR marketing standpoint, man, we got to get involved in some of this stuff with these high school sports, and 446 is a great place to do it. We sponsor, we do some stuff with Ash. We have a sign out there with Briggs, and have a sign out there with him through their business. And then here we do the on deck circle here, just anything just to be involved in the community. They do some other things with some other schools on the other side of the river. Over that area. They have 2 locations, one in Alexandria and one in Pineville, actually across from Marla Ford, and then the one in Alex on Lake Charles Highway. So,
yeah, and I was very familiar with the one on the Shreveport Highway across from Marlar, because he used to come in. Steve, I guess that's Jenna's dad, used to come in.
Jenna's dad.
Yeah, he used to come in and get some stuff from us when I managed Grimes Hardware out there. He's been in business for a long time, and very reputable. And like I said, we appreciate those guys coming on. And it took me a couple of innings, because talk about to change that. But we've got it figured out. We've got it figured out now.
I'm not going to change the subject on here.
Yeah,
but Cooper is up.
Oh,
yeah, he's up.
So
he's
Dad,
up to bat,
Dad,
so.
we let Dad go through the at bat for him.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm trying to pay bills.
Well,
Danny,
we will. We'll get back to the bills. But
it
was a good swing at first cut.
His swing's not his problem. A lot of times his problem is his approach, and we're working on that as a freshman. We work a lot and spent a lot of time and with him, with different guys that know the game very well, and Jordan's worked with him on his approach at the plate, and he's got to hunt pitches in his spot and not chase that. So
I have a question for you. What's been the if of course we talked to him last week on the show, and he did real well, especially for a young man who's probably never done anything like that before. But Jay, talking to him, he was like, just the speed of the game.
I don't think the speed is really bothering those. There's a select few, not few, but a good number of those freshmen. I don't think the speed is bothered them that much, especially not the pitching speed. I think just the fact you're playing against 17, 18-year-old kids.
Right.
I think just that, not necessarily physicality, because some of these boys played travel ball at a pretty high level, and Coop and LaRue and those guys played at the majors level, and then of course Austin and Peyton played at the national level, so they've seen high level pitching. They've seen from a while. The speed is not really their deal. It's more. I just think sometimes you get in there and the pressure's on you to come through, and you got to learn how to hit in the big moment, and that's what we talk about. And last week is a prime example. You go 2 for 4, but you got guys in scoring position. You got to find a way to get a ball in and get it done. So it's kind of it's one of those deals that's what he's got to learn how to do. So.
Okay.
You got Nico in now. Nico's coming in. That's kind of what you got to do, because Nico's definitely the better defensive second baseman. So whenever you get to a point you don't want to score any more runs and you start looking at the innings, you got to put your better defensive guy in. And there's those two guys, man. They work hard. They played together a long time, and Nico's a smooth, really, really good middle infielder.
So let's go back to football for the spring. When will you guys start spring training?
So they're going to start in May.
Okay.
They'll start in May. It's really my super busy time of the year, so if I get a day or two, that'll be good to come help. It just probably more or less it'll just more start for me in the fall, but those guys are going to be right in May. Perk, I don't know that Perk's officially set the exact date yet.
Okay. And seniors, how many seniors did you guys lose? Do you can't remember?
Probably lost five seniors, somewhere around there, 5, 6 seniors. We lost Ben Good on the line. We lost Jack Roy on the line, and Asher Davis. So that's three guys that they were kind of the for us, the strength of that senior class, in my opinion. Now I'm biased, the defensive and offensive linemen. So
Nothing wrong with that. It's funny because I was a wingback, receiver, H-back in high school, but Doug always thinks that I'm an offensive line guy because that's just something that I've been drawn to, since high school. And, I just – because I know how important those guys are, but he picks on me about being a lineman at heart. So, Jay, we definitely appreciate anything you want to mention about.
That's it, man. Y'all get out, go visit LaCaz Outdoor. Like I said, they're down there on Lake Charles Highway. You're heading out there on the right. They're across from Marla Ford over in Pineville, and go out there and they represent our Bad Boy Mower brand, and they have not only our zero-turn lawnmowers, but they also carry our tractors and a full line of implements. So anything from an agriculture to a outdoor power, they've got you covered.
Well, man, we appreciate it and look forward to watching the rest of this baseball season with you guys, and then looking forward to covering you guys again this year. 446 will be back with Holy Savior Menard football, and we're wrapping up the final details of that. And there, the aforementioned Nico right there would have put out, so good work by that young man. Jay Sullivan with Bad Boy Mowers.
Bad Boy Mowers. That's right, guys. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for everything y'all do.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll get us some win now. We'll get some runs in the last one.
Danny, have you been able to keep up with who's at bat right now? Because I sure have lost track of it. But we'll
kind of, sort of. We'll figure it out here in a minute.
We'll get it back in line here. That's ball one there from Tishner.
Not sure if we had any subs come in.
It looks like Johnson's on the deck there. So this, well, no, because Sanders was batting second. This doesn't look like Burns. I don't think this is Burns.
No, was this Tyson maybe?
Okay. It might be here. Maybe I have my numbers wrong, but that's ball two
I
here.
don't know. I'm not 100% certain though. So.
Swinging a strike there by that young man. So Tishner now 2-1 to him. 5-3 is your score here. Top of the sixth inning. James Tishner on the
seven.
Top of the seventh. Excuse me.
We're in the final frame.
Pitch there for ball number 3. So got Coop's getting his stuff. He's going to get some hacks in the batting cages. Cooper Scott. That does not surprise me one bit. Three 3-1 here from Tishner. Pitch. Good pitch. Oh, man. He is not giving that outside pitch to these young men tonight. So it's 1 out. Base on ball there for Panthers. Can we see his number? I mean, it does look like the pitcher, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like Johnson, but that doesn't mean he came in directly for Sanders on the mound.
Right.
I mean, in the batting order.
I think Sanders batted earlier. So.
Okay. So we're going to say Johnson's up the bat, and we'll try to figure out who's.
See if you can find out who's on deck here.
Yep.
Is that number 6?
Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9 is on deck.
So that's Boone. So this would be Fitzback spot right here.
Yeah, that's definitely Johnson batting. So let's try to see here. Ball 3, so 3-0. Just need James to settle down a little bit, trying to keep this game to 2 runs.
He's did well. So, I mean, he's not thrown as well as he had last few games, but he still got out of the inning. Squeeze him a little bit there. That was a strike earlier in the game.
That is tight. So you have Johnson. You have Johnson at first, and let's see if we can get the number here from. And number 10. Yep, number 10 is
So that's Hunt.
Hunt. Okay.
So Hunt's at second.
Yep.
Okay. So Hunt, Fitzback was Johnson went in for Fitzback spot.
All right, so we're going to update that here. So we're going to put Johnson batting 8th. So this is Boone. That's correct. So that means Sanders is still most likely batting. Still one out here in the top of the 7th. So Hunt on second, Johnson on first. Boone up to bat with Burns and your Lacaz Power on deck circle. See, Coach? Yeah, Coach Nicholson there just talking to Tishner there. Still one pitch away from getting out of this. So we had a 3-run first inning for the Panthers, and that's the difference right now. I wonder if we had a signal. I'm sorry, we have a 2-run advantage here for the Panthers, so I'm sorry. That's not the difference there. But 3-2 after 1, then 4-2 after 2, and then each team got 1 run in the 4th inning. So we're sitting here 5-3, the top of the 7th. How's supper, Danny?
It's good.
Good. Good deal. Pitch here from Tishner. That should be a strike, right?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I think so.
Yep, so 1-1 here. Get our Wallace Associates scoreboard updated with runners on first and second. Maybe I'll be a confidence builder here for Tishner. A little high on that one. The wind is blowing in.
Yep.
So outfield's playing shallow. Try to get an eye on who's warming up for their Eagles. Low and inside there for ball 3.
You know, at this point, he can go with just about anybody because it's just no different than a regular mound workout. So does that look like Rob?
Yep, that's Rob Henry. And the Eagle bullpen.
So probably wouldn't be a bad thing to get him some. Don't want to give up any runs, obviously, but it's a good pitch. Yep.
That's the same pitch that he just walked the guy on. So
Right.
I don't. Okay. That's all. I haven't done it all night.
Just wanting the consistency.
Yep.
That's all we ask.
I do think they were correct by overturning that play at
I
first.
think so
but,
too.
But I don't think it was. Got him. Chatta Construction strikeout there for out number 2 of this inning. Good work there by Tishner to battle back. But I don't know if it was technically done. Because he did not point and say, you know, the other night they pointed and said, got him off the bag. I think that was an appeal, and I don't know if you could do that. We'll have to talk to Coach Jordan about that at some point. And if I'm wrong, I will admit that I'm wrong. Burns up the bat now. Riverside Hospital foul ball.
And look, that didn't cost us anything.
No.
We go back to the first inning though on that steal.
I will be trying to look at that tonight. I think I had a good
That gets
view
us
of that
out
one.
of that inning with no runs.
Yeah, that was a big call for sure. 0-1 here from Tishner. Number to Tassan. Tassan gets it. Foul number 3. What do we have here, Danny?
Buckeye, no runs, no hits, 2 runners left on base. Coming up in the bottom of the 7th, LaRue, Knowles, and Scroggs.
Let's see if your Eagles could come back and tie this and maybe walk it off again like we have a couple times this season. You're watching Eagle Baseball on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
I just haven't met you yet. I might have to wait, I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and into my life. And I know that we can be so amazing. And baby,
Yeah, welcome back to Eagles Nest here on the campus of Holy Savior Menard for the bottom of the seventh. Reed LaRue up to bat with Cutter Knowles near the Cavs Power on deck circle. Johnson still on the mound. Strike number 1 to LaRue.
Reed's 0 for 2, grounded out to short, lined out to third.
Thought that might have been a little high, but 0-2 here, but we know this young man's going to battle.
Johnson's got a little pace to him, a little more than what we've seen recently.
Got him.
We'll
or
take
hit
it.
him, not got him.
Yeah. It got him.
Yeah. So, good thing about that one, Mama's probably a lot happier that it hit him in the upper body and not in the jaw.
The chin.
What we need runners. We haven't seen Cutter bunt tonight, have we?
Right.
And I'm not going to say it's a sacrifice bunt, but
No, and I mean he does have the third baseman back here. That's a good
put down.
Yep, pressure
Good
on the
work there.
defense, man.
Good work there. Runners on first, second. That's 2 base runners now. Infield hit by Marlene just said she has salmon and potatoes cooked.
Okay.
For supper, so. See if I can't beat Waylon out of another peach cobbler to bring to her. Reeves Scroggs up the bat now with Austin Pear in your LaCaz Power on deck circle. Armin coming to talk to Johnson. Third baseman creeping up this time.
Well, Coach had, I think he had this opportunity the other day against at Grant, and he bunted in that situation.
What do you call that, Danny?
Basic strike.
Okay.
Strike, yep. A bunt in that situation. Looks like he maybe if he don't bunt, don't square around here. Looks like he's going to try to play for a big inning here. Nope.
See what's going to happen here. He's
Safe.
safe. Bases loaded. 2 infield bunt hits back to back. Puts Reed LaRue on third. Puts Cutter Knowles on second. Now Reeves Scroggs on first. Austin Pear up the bat.
Look, and this is the Eagles from beginning of the season to now, though. But that's knowing your field too. Putting those bunts down, deadening them right there. You got to bunt different on a grass field, and they've done a tremendous job the last few games getting those bunts down, and not only for the sacrifice, but putting them in places where it's going to be a tough play.
So bases loaded, no outs.
Mr. Pear up there playing a little pressure.
Johnson to Para, first pitch.
See if I can
Doesn't play.
Yep. It's all right. Everybody's safe.
Yep, everybody's safe. Reed LaRue scores. Makes it 5-4. On another infield hit.
Bases loaded, nobody out. 5-4.
Brings up Peyton Procell with James Tishner, who has power on deck circle. So now Knowles at third, Reeves, Scroggs at second, Austin Pear, and Pear's going to run for himself.
Make a line drive, get through, guys. Anything in the air, we're tagging.
And they're playing up.
Yeah, they're going to try to cut the run off at the plate.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you called that a ball and a strike last inning. I mean, in the top half. I will say this. I mean, that's the perfect pitch for this guy to throw to Procell because he's going to want a ground ball. But anything with pace, unless it's hit directly to somebody, should get through if it's on the ground. 0-1 here to Procell from Johnson.
That's down. That's down. That's the game. Another walk-off.
You're going to see Cutter Knowles score. You're going to see Reeves Scroggs score. Walks it off there. That is a massive win for your Eagles. Eagles win. Eagles win. Great, great. See the cheering section, the student section jumps. Well, make sure you don't mess with the other team there, guys. So see Aaron Gravel meet him.
Make sure
Danny, I'm going to try.
Make sure you get juicy with the backflip
we're going to stay here. All right, let's see. I'm keeping it on Aaron. Let's see. I'm keeping it on Aaron.
There you go.
Let's see. Here we go.
Oh, gotta get out of the way.
He's going to get out of the way, guys. Oh. So we almost got it. We almost got it. We got definitely the cartwheel, but what a great game. What a finish by your Eagles. This young ball club, the growing up in front of us, Danny.
Coach Jordan just selling concessions, man. Everybody stay till the end of the game with these Eagles because they're going to be around it and give you an opportunity to win.
6-5, and that's a big win. And I know that, we don't want to necessarily talk about it this early, but what a PR win.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys,
sure.
these Panthers are, I mean, we talked about it earlier. They're, what are they, 18-5.
That's,
you get play-up points.
Right?
You get play-up,
and all the wins. So, this could be a big jump for the Eagles and confidence going into the weekend against Kinder. I mean, it's all kind of ramifications of a win here tonight.
Yeah, big, like I said, great work there by your Eagles and by this coaching staff. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Danny will give us the box score before he goes and talks to Victoria's coach Jordan Marks. And like you're watching Eagle Baseball on 446 Sports. Welcome back to Victorious Holy Savior Menard campus in Alexandria, Louisiana, where your Eagles walk it off 6-5. Danny, give us the box score.
Buckeye, 5 runs, 8 hits, only 1 error. Your Eagles, 6 runs, 7 hits, 4 errors. But look, they came through when it mattered. Some superlatives. Nobody really struck the ball well. Cutter Knowles with 2 hits on the game leads the team tonight. Reeves Scroggs, Austin Pear, Peyton Procell with the big walk-off. Lane Evans and J.D. Shelton all with hits. Tishner's going to get you a win on that. Peyton Procell pitched well, gave up 4 runs. None of them earned. Pitched 3 innings. J.D. Shelton pitched 2 innings, gave up 1 run on 3 hits. And then Tishner threw 2 innings of no runs.
Yeah, before you go interview Coach Jordan, that's twice that young man has kind of had a little struggle in the infield, and has gone on the bump and just shoved.
Mentally working his way through, making some errors and coming through for the team.
Yep, reigning BU Designs Player of the Week for your Eagles. So Danny's going to go interview Coach Jordan. Like always, that's going to be on our social media on Facebook. After the game, we'll post that. But yes, your Eagles victorious, improved to 10-8 on the season. Like I said, this is probably the biggest win of the season now for your Eagles, in my opinion. And my opinion, and 50 cents can't even get you a cup of coffee, but it makes me feel a little bit better whenever I think I'm smart. But no, I appreciate Danny, appreciate all our guests tonight. We started out, we had Coach Brown from Grace Christian, who's a Buckeye alum. Wanted to get a little input from him on Buckeye, but also the Sinaloa Civitan, something they're trying to put together next year for local baseball. It was a Civitan tournament we used to play whenever I was in school. Appreciate him. Appreciate Jamie Shelton from Lanyap Home Care. All the wonderful things that they provide for our community. Then Jay Sullivan, who's not only a defensive coach for your Eagle football team, also a parent on the Menard baseball side, and then who introduced us to LaCaz Power and Equipment, who's been a very good supporter of us this year as well. Then we had Cooper Scott and Drake Aldridge, seniors from last year, two young men that have a bright future in life, and just glad to be able to catch up with them and see them and appreciate those guys being on the broadcast. Want to, like I said, go back, thank our sponsors. I want to apologize. Lighted Up Digital Advertising, did not mention them for the starting lineups today, but they are a starting lineup. The sponsor, Brad Smith with Lighted Up Digital Advertising. Sabine State Bank is our title sponsor for 446 Sport, for Menard Baseball and 446 Sports. Riverside Hospital, Amy Grimes. That's an LTAC, long-term acute care. They specialize in rehab. They specialize in wound care. They specialize in vent weaning and just anything you need when you come out of a hospital and you're in a critical situation and getting on the mend. What they provide. The aforementioned LaCaz Outdoor Power and Equipment, Justin and Jenna Johnson. Lanyap Home Care, also talked to Jamie tonight. Chatta Construction, get to see some of those strikeouts. Justin Rogemoser, appreciate him. LA Land Bank, Robert Crotty, few base on balls for your Eagles. Magnolia Construction for the perch out here where we get to, like I was telling Jamie, best seats in the house in my opinion. Buffalo Wild Wings, we have our show Around the Diamond with Turney and Marks. Softball 7 to 7:30 every Sunday. Baseball immediately after from 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Appreciate Buffalo Wild Wings. A&A Club for our pitch cam. The support that these guys have for not only us to do the broadcast, but also for Holy Savior Menard Athletics. South of the Four-Way Catering, Coach LaRue with providing us with some opportunities, with our, introducing us to Holy Savior Menard Baseball, but also sponsoring us and helping us through our process here. Coach Jordan Marks, Logan Nicholson, Austin Thiels, Riley Bears, appreciate those guys. Chris Gallen, Principal Chris Gallen, AD Coach Perkins, the Porch Crew brings us food, HSM Athletics, Daryl and Cindy Campbell, and Daryl for backing us up on the Reed LaRue on the dance contest. Also our corporate sponsors through 446 Sports. Explore Alexandria and Pineville is title sponsor for 446 Sports on all our broadcasts. Plenty of things to do in Alexandria and Pineville, and when you live here, you don't necessarily realize how much there is to do. So what you get to do is get on their website, look up their social media, a lot of things to do and explore Alexandria and Pineville. Southern Heating and Cooling for our cool play, and we've got a bunch of them tonight that we're going to have a hard time picking through. Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard in the bottom left corner of your screen. Doug Young Nursery, Mid-State Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, BK Distributors, BU Designs. BU Designs is they're our sponsor of our Player of the Week. Premier RV and Boat Storage, new RV and boat storage on 28, just off of 28 West, across from Coca-Cola bottling plant. Sadler's Towing for our scroll and scoreboard ticker, which you see on the bottom of your screen right now. Appreciate Janelle and her family. They've been longtime supporters of 446 Sports. Jason Hawk, Farm Bureau Insurance. Talk to Hawk. Need insurance? Called Jason. It's a tough times we've had here lately, and let him talk you through the options that you have for insurance. Firehouse Subs, official sub shop of 446 Sports. Locations here locally, Alexandria and Pineville, new location in Kingsville. They also have Monroe, New Iberia, Karen Crow, Lafayette off of College Saloon, and then, you know, support them, local family here. Valex Federal Credit Union, been a proud sponsor of 446 Sports. So to wrap it up here, your Eagles victorious 6-5, walk it off in the bottom of the 7th inning. So on a Peyton Procell base hit. So good work there. Appreciate once again you all watching on 446 Sports, YouTube. If you would subscribe, Facebook, like and share. Go to our website. Go to X. We have all the social media outlets that you can watch. So for Coach Jordan, Danny Clear, I'm Nick Magnano. You all have a good evening. May the Lord bless you.